Hi, this is Autist, an autistic explaining the autistic brain. This is the first episode of the new series, The Autistic Conservative. I will first be sharing a blog article from my blog on blogger.com. You can find the link to the blog in the description of this video. But now, I think it's time for me to address why I'm using a synthesized voice. The reason is that at the time of recording, I do not have access to my normal recording space for YouTube videos. Therefore, I cannot use my microphone on my iPad. What would happen if I did use my mic on my iPad? I would capture a lot of background noise, and I do not want background noise in my video. That is why I am using the synthesized voice instead of my own. I would like to clarify first that I will be providing context to the things that I wrote in my first blog article at the end of the article in this video. So, with that out of the way, let's get onto the article. How autistic traits can be confused for transgenderism, December 25th. 2023, published by the Autistic Conservative. Today, I'm going to share my opinion on transgenderism, a phenomenon that is gaining prominence in the United States. The statistic is that 1.6 million youth identify as transgender in the United States as of June 2022. Source for information: click me. It's important to note that the article I cited and the quote I copied with the statistics are related to youth as aged 13-17, but still, that's an incredibly high number. I think that's alarming. And you know what? I also have thoughts on that. Possibly, maybe 100,000 are misidentified as trans and are actually autistic. Because those of us who are autistic express sex in terms of female or male differently, and I think that at least 100,000 are misidentified as trans, especially as children. Or in percentages, that's 6% out of 1.6 million. I'm going to put this disclaimer here. Disclaimer. I don't have experience being trans, however, I do have experience in being autistic as I'm autistic myself. Anything I say in this blog article is my opinion. Now, with the disclaimer out of the way, I would like to discuss a core comment that I posted on a question. Vela, I agree with you. The LGBT community likes to make an autistic person who doesn't like things pertaining to their birth sex feel like they must be LGBT. If they are a woman, they may not like the things you mentioned, but because of this, according to the LGBT community, they must be non-gender conforming. For example, I don't like getting my hands dirty because of my sensory sensitivities pertaining to my autism. It doesn't mean that I'm a woman, it means simply that I just don't like getting my hands dirty, which is out of the ordinary given that I'm a man. But if you understand that the reason that I don't like doing work that requires me to get my hands dirty is that I'm autistic and simply can't handle it because of sensory sensitivities related to autism, you wouldn't imply that I am LGBT because you know the true reason why I don't do these things. And then here is the question answer from Vela on the website that I replied to. They are more gender diverse than the neurotypical. What happens is that they fail to understand social rules, so they tend to disregard what society says is typical behavior for males or females. Unfortunately, many people misunderstand this and will tell the autistic person that because their behavior is atypical, they must be gay or gender non-conforming. For example, an autistic woman who doesn't like makeup or dresses or shaving because of her sensory issues may be told she is gender non-conforming and suggested that she use male pronouns because she doesn't like girl things. Or an autistic boy who has trouble following male social patterns may prefer to play with girls because the boys are too rough and give him sensory overload. Or he becomes interested in My Little Pony because of his attraction to the bright colors. Then, unable to accept him as different, he is pressured and persuaded into believing he must be gender non-conforming through his peers, parents, perhaps teachers. It's really a manipulative way of handling neurodivergent people. Autistic people already struggle enough. Question on Quora: why are autistic people more likely to be gender diverse? I know that the original answer is talking about gender non-conforming people, but I still feel like it's relevant to the discussion. I know that this post is about transgenderism, but I feel like it shows my perspective on the issue. So, I feel like there are way too many children being identified as transgender and then given puberty blockers. These drugs are irreversible, regardless of what those brainwashed children on TikTok tell you. Discussion notes. I think that Vela is so right in their analysis. And I think that the following ways that autistic people display gender are relevant here. These are: autistic people may not be interested in the same things since they are neurodivergent, or may, for example, in the way that autistic people dress due to sensory sensitivities and the way the hair is done. For example, an autistic female may have short hair. This does not imply that she identifies as the opposite gender. Autistic people may not engage in traditionally gendered activities. For example, an autistic boy may play with dolls or be fascinated by them. When I was younger, I was interested in miniatures. I thought they were cool. That does not imply anything except that I like those things. Anyway, that's it. Those people are insane. There are only two genders. But anyway, this is just food for thought, so I'm going to end here. Unfortunately, I can't share the link to my Quora comment. Anyway, those are my thoughts. Please follow my blog for more. Thank you for reading. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel, where I talk about autism exclusively and don't discuss political topics at all. Here's the link to my YouTube channel, backhand index finger with light skin tone pointing right. YouTube link. Link to Quora question that brought up the topic link, click me. Here's the pie chart information for those that would like it, screenshot below, backhand index finger with light skin tone pointing down. Now that the article is over, I'm going to give my explanation for what I wrote. Number 1. I wrote the article in the way that I did because this phenomenon is concerning, and it is simply taking over the United States. The data that I'm using is from June of 2022, so this is data from 1 year and 11 months ago. I want to say that this data could have changed, meaning that my estimate about 6% are autistic out of 1.6 million or 100,000 out of 1.6 million could be higher now. Maybe it's about 500,000 to 1.6 million or 24% out of 1.6 million. I'm saying this because the data that I used was from June 2022, meaning it could have gone up to now, as of me recording this video on May 5th, 2024. The second thing is, these people want to indoctrinate everyone, and they go up to the vulnerable, just like what Vela said. Quote, they are more gender diverse than the neurotypical. What happens is that they fail to understand social rules, so they tend to disregard what society says is typical behavior for males or females. Unfortunately, many people misunderstand this and will tell the autistic person that because their behavior is atypical, they must be gay or gender non-conforming, unquote. I enjoyed that they brought up homosexuality. Many people, if you even imply that the Bible condemns homosexuality, which it does, one verse, I can tell you right now, is Leviticus 18:22. It says, quote, do not have sexual relations with a man as one does with a woman, that is detestable, unquote. Another verse is 1 Corinthians 6:9-10, quote, do you not know that wrongdoers will not inherit the kingdom of God? Do not be deceived, neither the sexually immoral, nor idolaters, nor adulterers, nor men who have sex with men, nor thieves, nor the greedy, nor drunkards, nor slanderers, nor swindlers will inherit the kingdom of God, unquote. Leviticus 18:22 is found in the Old Testament of the Bible, while 1 Corinthians 6:9-10 is found in the New Testament of the Bible. I do want to say, even though the LGBT community claims they are accepting, this is a lie, because I have had people call me homophobic here in YouTube comment replies, for saying that gay marriage isn't a valid union. Which is true. It's not morally within God's laws, therefore it's sinful, but this doesn't mean that God's children that believe they are gay will necessarily go to hell after death. My reason for this reason that God's children that believe they are gay will not go to hell is for the simple reasoning that if they do not sleep with a man like you do with a woman, if you don't make love, you will not go to hell. But on the other hand, if you are in a gay relationship and you do make love or sleep with a man as you do with a woman, as it describes the sin in Leviticus 18:22, you will not inherit God's kingdom, as stated in 1 Corinthians 6:9-10. To circle back to the homophobic name calling that was directed at me, I haven't had it happen in person because I don't and won't actively go up to someone that is gay and tell them that they are a sinner. I believe that's rude, but I will have a respectful conversation with someone, and this is always between me and a friend, never some random stranger. I will even share my views on homosexuality/transgenderism. But if the person is gay themselves, which I do know a person that is a lesbian, and I haven't ever called her a sinner. I don't call a person that I know that is gay a sinner in person. I met this person on the school bus, and we had only talked a few times, but I was interested in what she thought on the subject, so I brought it up. And guess what? She wasn't belligerent. In fact, she was very calm. I haven't seen her in maybe 2 or 3 years. I don't ride a general education bus in the afternoons on my way home, but I do ride a general education bus in the mornings to school. I just want to add that I have been called transphobic as well, whatever that means. I also want to add a second fact. The second fact is that LGBT people, even when they harass a street preacher in front of a police officer, are arrested for harassment. This means that the LGBT community has control over police officers, showing that the government has given them too many protections. It's even legal to harass Christians, even though it's against the law for anyone who is an LGBT to harass another person who is Christian, as it's a criminal offense. An atheist isn't allowed to harass a Christian just because they don't agree with that Christian. But it's perfectly okay for someone who is LGBT to harass a Christian because they are part of a protected class. Is this what the Democrats want? Answer these questions, Joe Biden. But he'll never do that because everyone on the left believes that children should go to drag shows, which in my opinion, drag shows should be considered the same as a strip club. Also, drag shows should be treated the same as strip clubs, with admission restricted to adults aged 18 and over. Children shouldn't be allowed to attend drag shows because, in my opinion, drag shows are the same as sexual performances. Anyway, that's my additional opinions on my first article on Blogger.com. My article's title is How Autistic Traits Can Be Confused for Transgenderism. This is the first episode of this new series, The Autistic Conservative. Now I will play my subreddit and Discord promotion. I'll be right back.
I have a Discord server for the subscribers of this YouTube channel. The invite link is in the description. As the server is set to private due to Discord flagging it as having bad words in the server title, even though there are no bad words in the name. Nonetheless, the invite link can still be found in the description. Please join the server if you have a Discord account. The server's name is Autistic and Autistic, explaining the Autistic Brain official YouTube community. The invite link to the server will be in the description, under link to our Discord server from our subscribers of this YouTube channel. I have a subreddit for subscribers of this YouTube channel. The link is in the description. It will be titled Link to Subscriber Subreddit for the YouTube channel talk after the video ends. Please join r/YT Autist official. Today.
Okay, I'm back. Please subscribe to watch more videos from this series, The Autistic Conservative, and please leave a comment. And leave a like and go watch some other videos here on Autist and Autistic explaining the autistic brain. See you in the next video. Bye.